Alright, I think we are live. So, hello everyone, welcome to the stream. I'm still kind of in the middle of setting things up. Wow. That was Nora saying hi. As usual, if you hear weird noises, it's probably just my pugs, cats, other random pets, who knows. Probably gonna hear a lot of snoring tonight too. She's very, very tired. Alright, so yeah, I'm a little bit late here, so I'm still just setting things up. So I will need a few more minutes, thus the starting soon screen. Beautiful graphic design, as you can see. Graphic design is my passion. Let me know if you can hear me properly, if the music is too loud, can you hear the music at all or not, or can you hear me properly, can you hear the pugs? That's very important, because there's no Saigami project livestream without the pugs snoring in the background. So yeah, as usual, let me know if the quality is okay, and in the meantime I will set things up for the actual drawing. So wish me luck. For the next minute, I might not talk much because I'm trying to like find my pages that I want to work on in this video. And I'm not great at the organization, so I'm trying to figure out where the hell my pages are. But you can always enjoy some wheezing, snoring, and other fun pug noises in the background. I really should be organizing my pages better. I also just want to make sure that there's no spoilers on the pages that I'm opening up. So yeah. And one of my files is not working properly, so what the hell is going on here? Fun times. This is up to a great start. What even is going on here? Did I mess things up? I probably did. Oh well. That's fine. That's totally fine. I'm already missing a page that I was wanting to work on. Oh god. This is fine. This is fine. Once I have the pages set up properly, I will share my screen properly. But in the meantime, I want to avoid the spoilers, because I'm actually gonna be working on some Saigami pages today. Surprise, surprise. These are actually pages that will be in volume 2. So because of that, where the hell are my files? Alright, I found my page. I'm so happy. I'm very proud of myself. I'm just gonna make all my text layers disappear so you won't even have a chance to understand what's going on. and yeah, then I'm actually gonna be drawing. Where the hell is that text layer? Oh, there we are. Okay. turn on the proper screen sharing. Here we go. Whoop whoop. I got this. I totally got this. Alright, I'm gonna catch up on the chat real quick, and then I'm gonna be drawing once I find my pen. I think the cat stole my pen again. This is fine. Alright, what says hi? Well, hello. Crow says hi, Sunny. Clyde Carapaton says we are live. Yes, we are. We indeed are. Crow says I can hear your voice, but I don't hear the music. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. I'm gonna up the music a little bit. Let me know if you can hear the music now. Like I might have the setting wrong for the music, but oh well. But I figured it would be nicer to have the music in the background whenever I fall silent than just the pug snoring. Gartosman says, what is up, guys? Sashak has yo. Millicomic says, hi, Sunny. I have to wake up at 4:30 to work and it's already 1 AM, but I stay for a bit. Oh, it's so nice to see you here, Millie. I hope you still get some sleep, so please don't stay up for too long. This says, how are you? I'm good. I'm alright. It's been a week or two. Today's been messed up day, but I'm good. So yeah, I'm actually excited to. Where is my pen? To do this stream, because streams are a great way to A, distract myself, and to hold myself accountable of actually working and not falling for other distractions. So yeah, I hear clapping. Was it like part of the, or I had a video going on in the background? Oh, never mind. Anyways. Crow says, I can hear it, but it's a bit muffled. I kind of wonder if it's just picking up through the microphone, because it's supposed to play. Oh, yeah, I think it's. Let's see now. Let me know if you can hear it now. It should be recording through properly the speakers now. Because I think so far it has been just picking up through the microphone. I also never tested it with this setting and with this speaker, so I'm not sure if now it's gonna be too loud or not. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely should have tested this, but clearly once again I was not able to properly estimate how much time I will need to set this stream up. So here we are. Time blindness is real. Soshak says, sounds much better. Oh, perfect, perfect. Yeah, I think the problem was that it was not coming through the speaker for the recording. It was simply recorded through the microphone. But hopefully now it will remember my settings and things will be fine. Okay, Clyde also says I can hear background music now. Okay, perfect, perfect. Thank you for the feedback. Is the volume for it okay? Is it too loud? Can you still hear me properly? Just let me know, because I probably hear it differently than how you guys hear it. So I'm never sure. And I know that I have a tendency to mumble sometimes, and I'm not always speaking the loudest. I can also adjust my microphone a little bit so it's in a better angle. Sorry, you might hear some weird noises as I move the microphone a little bit. I try not to make it too bad, but I never know. Oop, okay. Hopefully this will be good enough. There we go. one day we're gonna start streaming very smoothly. There will be no technical issues. I will be ready to draw right off the beginning. One day, but not today. Alright, so I guess now that we have figured this out. Crow says, everything sounds good to me. Perfect, thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Alright, so now that we have this figured out, I might as well start drawing. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, as you can see, I have a halfway inked page from Saigami here. And this is actually gonna be a page in the new Saigami Volume 2, which comes out next June? Yes, June 6th. Yes, I know things. Yeah, so I'm working on this. Those of you who read the old version or the issues in the magazine, this is a little bit of an extension for a scene. So nothing too spoilery going on here. Of course, I hid the actual text. So yeah, pretty simple and spoiler safe page. And once I'm done with this, I'm gonna work on another page, which is just a very rough draft. So I will need to like properly do the sketch for that and do the inks. But before I move over to that, I wanted to finish this one up, at least with the inks. I might not do the screen tones on this one because I first just want to make sure that I have my inks ready. So yeah, now I just need to figure out where I want to start this. Alrighty. Let's see, did I finish this up? No, not really. Okay, I'm gonna try and find my layers. Okay. Not sure about the logic of those layers, but okay, I'm just gonna roll with this. Crow says, can't wait for volume 2. It's gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to see it. Of course, I still need to finish some stuff for it, so there's that, and I'm kind of in a crunch time here because my deadline is yeah, very close. So still a lot of things to work on. And yeah, some of the changes are taking a little bit more time. Some things were relatively simple, but also once again there was a lot of... I'm just gonna merge these layers. I really don't know why I didn't do that. So yeah, the production for volume 2 kinda has been a mess because technical issues. Most of my old Saigami pages I did not have the proper files for. I used to work in Photoshop back then, so there was that, and many of the pages I did not have even the Photoshop file for anymore. Just the JPEGs that we used for the old release of Volume 2, which, you know, is not bad because at least there's something, but at the same time these new books have different dimensions, different printing guides. Of course, things had to be completely re-lettered as well. Not just because there's like change in the tags, but also like technical stuff that like it has to be done with like proper lettering and all. So yeah, it's been kind of a mess. Because I Sorry, I just got a message from my wife, and I'm sorry, but I'm a wife guy, so my wife will always enjoy priority. And then I'm gonna continue my train of thoughts. So yeah, with the pages, I did not have to redraw everything. There were things that I had to redraw or rescreen tone because I literally did not have the files where those were on separate layers. So if I wanted to change something, I either had to like find my old scanned image and do the whole screen toning and all that fun stuff again, or what I could do, I could handle it as if it was like a scanlation, like a single layer JPEG, and work with that. Now this is nothing new because that was literally what I had to do with Saigami Volume 1, the Rockport edition, because for Volume 1 pages I literally did not have any of my files, just the JPEGs that were sent in for the old volume, and that was it. And that was a mess. So I had to do that here in several pages too, and even for the few pages that I still had the layered files, since these were like old Photoshop files, and I don't have Photoshop anymore, because Clip Studio can handle Photoshop files, but it doesn't always go smoothly. So basically 90% of my files were corrupted, so I either did not have the layers properly separated, all of my text layers were rasterized, so there was no editing those, so I literally had to like erase the text by hand and retype everything. It has not been fun. so yeah, it's quite adventurous. That's why it's like so much easier now that I'm completely working digitally and I won't have to go through this hassle with like new pages. But until chapter 16 of Saigami, literally all of my pages are corrupted like that, so fun times. Anyway, I'm gonna catch up real quick on the comments. Crow says, "You got this, Sunny, I believe in you." Aw, thank you. Rocketman Art, have you seen One Piece film Red? It was really good movie. No, I don't think so. I think the last One Piece movie I saw was Gold. I think that was the 10th movie. I know that it was the 10th movie. I think it was Gold, and that was the last one I saw. But none of the new One Piece movies. I'm honestly not up to date with One Piece at all. Hold on, I need to put myself on the not disturb on Discord. Can I just okay. Alright. Yeah, so I have not seen the One Piece anime in a couple of years, I think. And I stopped reading the manga. It was already in the Wano arc, so technically not that long ago, but at the same time the Wano arc went on for like what, 2 years, 3 years? So yeah, I am really not up to date with One Piece. I really want to get back into it because it's good, and I know it's good. I've been a huge One Piece fan, but at the same time I kind of lost interest in it at a point. That's why I stopped with it. So I feel like it kind of would need to, well, or more like I know the problem isn't One Piece, it's more like a meeting that I was not hooked on it anymore like I used to be. And I'm not sure if that can come back or not. I've been feeling that with like a lot of shonen stuff, that it just doesn't get my attention as much as it used to. Like, sure, you know, sometimes hype stuff is fun and like all the action and cool fights and all, but I've been enjoying stories with more depth recently than just your average shonen. And now I'm not saying that One Piece doesn't have depth. I know it has like crazy world building, and God knows One Piece made me cry on so many occasions. But at the same time, I remember reading through not sure which arc it was. Basically, like anything that happened after the time switch, and it just didn't do anything for me. I didn't feel that excitement, I didn't feel the emotion anymore. It was just not the same, so I could never really get back into it. So I honestly been wanting to like restart One Piece, whether with the manga or just restart the anime, even though that's like an unholy amount of episodes. I'm not sure about that, honestly. But I feel like I would need to start it from the beginning to find my passion for One Piece again. Let's see, comments, where was I? Clyde says, I will be leaving now, have to attend work, great time, Sunny. Well, have fun at work, good luck with work, depending on how you feel about it. I know this time is not the most convenient for many, but this was the first time today that I could come and sit at my PC and actually get to drawing, so I figured might as well do the stream. The original idea was that I'm just gonna start streaming and we'll see how long I can go on, but today has been a doozy of a day, so I don't know how long I will last. So we'll see. I still wanna do some decent progress on these pages because I don't really have a choice, I just have to finish them. But we'll see. I might also stream tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure about it, so I wouldn't want to announce it in advance just yet, but it might happen. We'll see. Oh. Sorry if you can hear some weird notifications from my phone. I just didn't want to mute it because there are some messages that I don't want to miss. But I also have some funky apps going on. So yeah, sorry. Lots of weird noises in these streams. Crow says, oh no, did you have to redraw pages as well? And Millie is also asking, did you have to redraw a lot of pages? Not really redrawing many, because at least I had the scan files of the old pages, but at the same time these were scan files from a long time ago. Like many of my scan files were, you know, 5, 6, 7+ years old, done with an old scanner, with me not really knowing how to scan things properly. So many of these scan files were not great quality, so there's a lot of like page cleaning, contrast, and all that stuff going on. Some of them still had like the eraser marks on them, or some had the blue lines that, you know, supposed to go away when you scan, but since baby me didn't know how to scan those things properly at first, many of them still have those marks. So there was a lot of like page cleaning, screen toning, and all that, touching up the quality in general. So there was that. Sorry, meantime I'm having a tea, so you might hear my mug and my little spoon in it. Maybe it's ASMR-ish, kinda. So yeah, there was that. And you know, it was kind of frustrating because I had to spend a lot of time just making the pages be a decent quality, and at that point I didn't even start touching the artworks properly. Like, you know, the issues of old artworks that obviously, you know, me 5, 6, 7 years ago was not at great at drawing certain things, or they are wonky. Anatomy here and there, some artworks are floppy, and you know, there was a lot of issues, and at that point I didn't even touch those. And normally the whole getting the volume ready prep work would have been that me touching up those artworks to make sure the drawings are a better quality. But like this, I literally spent weeks on just making the pages be a printable quality. Just the general line cleanness, the contrast on the page to make sure there's no dirt on the page, literally. So yeah, it's been a thing. And I'm spilling tea on myself. That's wonderful. I'm literally spilling the tea. And you know, apart from that, I also had to provide new content because the whole deal with the new editions, that they cannot just be a reprint of the old content. They have to have a certain percentage of new content. So I had to come up with some new content, which, you know, some new content was super fun to add, some was not so much. So, you know, those need to be drawn as well. But now with the new content, the problem is that it has to fit properly. So, you know, in some cases I had to like fiddle around with the page layouts, because if there's a double page, I have to make sure that the pages before and after that are on the right side. So there's that. Even though I put a lot of work in there too with the planning and all, I still made a mistake, so that still needs to be fixed. And of course, it's kind of a weird thing because most of the pages for Volume 2 I drew 5+ years ago, so, you know, it's not just the quality of the artworks, or, you know, just the difference that the old pages were drawn traditionally and now I'm working digitally, but in general my style changed a lot. So I've been hesitant a lot about that, like even with the first volume, that like, you know, should I try to emulate my old style, or should I just go with it, and like how will it look if like suddenly in a scene there's a new page that obviously looks different in style. It's just a weird process, honestly. I'm still like, you know, I'm not sure if it's like something jarring for others. To me it feels very weird because I can see the differences and all the wonkiness, so I don't know, it's just a weird thing how I'm trying to mix the new artwork with the old artwork, but at the same time, you know, I was like going back and trying to like imitate my old style would be reducing the quality. So yeah, it's an interesting process. But we are nearing the end, so hopefully I can call it wraps very soon on Saigami Volume 2. And then I won't have to worry about these issues. And I can work on other stuff. But yeah, it probably would have been so much more easier if I had my pages digitally from the beginning, or if I had like properly kept the file to make sure that I have versions that can later be turned into these new volumes. But at the same time, you know, 5 years ago we did the volumes with Z3AM, and why would I assume that those were not the finalized volumes? So I didn't even think of like having those kind of backups. And even if I did, my old hard drive fried, So even the files that I had backed up were not available anymore, so it was a hot mess. But at least here with volume 2, I feel like the quality will be better than in the first volume, and I'm able to add in more new content. Like with the original first, not with the original, the new first volume that was released this year, there was not much new content, or at least not as much as I wanted, or not the kind I wanted. So at least here there was a little bit more time. It was much worse with volume 1 because I literally had like 3 months for the whole volume to prep. Here I had a little bit more time. Now we can argue if me being ambitious with the new scenes and all was a good idea or not. Probably if I had known that there's gonna be so much trouble with the files itself, I probably would have not gone for that, but at the same time there's a certain number that I had to meet, so yeah, it was, and it is still quite a fight. And meantime, I'm completely falling behind on the comments as I keep rambling. A says, why is A capitalized? I don't know what that stands for. I don't know. Rocket Menard says, I like the new version of Volume 1. Can't wait to get the new version of Volume 2. I'm doing my best to make it good, and I hope you will enjoy it. You could already see the cover. I think it was shared already. Yeah, it was shared already. I'm actually really happy how the cover turned out. I think it's so much better than the old one. So I'm very happy about that. I can't wait to see it on the shelves. Yeah, the rest is I'm working on it. But hopefully you'll enjoy the rest of the volume 2 as well. Where was I in the comments? Crow says, I wish you the best with Void 2. Thank you, I will need it. Crow also says, I'm not up to date with One Piece either, but that's because I'm trying to read my other manga. Balancing everything reading-wise is a bit hard sometimes. I'm the same way, I love a lot of thoughtful and detailed stories more as time goes on. Seinen and Josen have spoiled me. Yeah, I've been finding that too, that I'm having a harder time keeping up. Just the whole consuming any kind of media. Like, you know, back in the day I used to read several series on a weekly basis. Like, I pretty much read almost everything that Shonen Jump had to offer, alongside with like other series as well. And yeah, now I just don't do that anymore. I just can't keep up with all that, even though it's just reading, so you know it should be just a few minutes to read, but yeah, I just can't really, like, whenever I get to reading my manga, I usually just sit down and read several chapters, and I found it that I actually enjoy reading more when I can not necessarily binge, but consume more than just a single chapter. But I do binge sometimes. Like with series, I'm definitely more of a binger than watching an episode at a time, sort of things. But yeah, I've been so much falling behind on reading everything. It's just, you know, kind of sad because I do miss the excitement of, like, you know, every week when the new chapters are coming out, and that was the first thing, and like, I will drop everything and I will just read the new episodes. And ever since Haikyuu ended, I don't think I've been reading anything weekly. I think that was the last thing I was still following. Or maybe after Haikyuu ended, I was still reading a few things weekly, but it just stopped for me very quickly after that. Because all of the other series that I was still reading did not have that for me, that I will just want to drop everything to go and read. So yeah, it's interesting. I think it also, you know, part of how as you get older, you have different habits and different expectations. But also, I think it's definitely part of the... We're just exposed to so much content on a daily basis that is just overwhelming. This whole consumption culture that's thrown at you, and I'm trying to, like, keep that on a healthy level. Like, I'm not saying that I don't doom scroll, or sometimes I do get lost on YouTube, or heck, even TikTok. Although I only do TikTok when I'm high. I don't think sober me would enjoy it otherwise. But yeah, sadly that sometimes. I'm completely losing my train of thoughts here. So yeah, the whole consumption culture made me step away from consuming manga on a weekly basis and all, so that was partially up to why I stopped reading many of the series. And of course there's the quality of the stories too. Like, some stories I was just like, nope, I'm just not interested in it anymore. Like, Hero Academia was a big disappointment. Like, it just kept falling apart for me. Nathan S says, I watched One Piece a long time ago and stopped. I just never got back around to it. I probably give it another shot at some point, but I'm terrible at getting through my backlog. Yeah. I have so many stuff I wanted to watch, and so many things I still want to watch, but at the same time it's just so much content that it's really hard. I know it's like kind of fun though, because there's so much stuff that I'm like, yeah, I will get to it. I just have such a backlog of stuff to go through, and then I will come back to my comfort stuff and watch Haikyuu for like the 20th time, because that's my comfort stuff. So it's interesting, but maybe one day I will get back to One Piece. Savage Peter says, Sunny, I made it finally. Had to do a couple of things prior, but I am here. Aw, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining. Reaper Crow says, I figured there would be an R-side shift due to the old pages being old, but I totally understand why you didn't redraw everything all over again. Like, yeah, it will feel a bit weird, but I would rather you just not worry about the details. Plus, adding new scenes is just cool in general. Yeah, like, you know, it was very tempting to, like, redraw major scenes, because obviously I could do it now so much better, because I improved both as an artist, both as a storyteller. So obviously I can see all the mistakes, both in Volume 1 and both in Volume 2. But at the same time, you know, at that point I was my personal best, and I don't necessarily want to erase that. Even though it's not the best, I got some bad reviews because of the art, that, oh, it's messy and it's not the best, and I'm aware of that. But at the same time, you know, maybe for someone that's gonna be inspiring, that it doesn't have to be perfect right from the beginning. I always keep thinking of Rave Master from Hiro Mashima, and admittedly that was something that was very, very inspiring to me, to just flip open the first several volumes of Rave Master, and it was terrible. Like, it was bad, like downright bad and amateurish. But you know, at that point, that was his best, and now it's like really cool to see how much he has improved over the years and through his series. And I bet even he felt like, you know, I could redraw it, but that's not the point really. Like, the story is already told with whatever was your best at that point. But yeah, I kind of try to feel that way about Saigami too. Plus, you know, if you wanted to keep redrawing things, you would never make progress. Basically, by the time you're done with a chapter, you're already better than what you were at the first pages. So if you're getting caught up in those details, then you're never really gonna make a progress. And I've seen many creators fall in that trap, that they just keep redrawing their stories, first chapters, first volumes, because they keep getting better and they just want that perfection. But done is better than perfect. So yeah, not as much has been redrawn here. I rather wanted to focus on the new scenes, because those at least will give some more depth to the characters, some interesting interactions, a little bit more world building and all. So I rather wanted to focus on that, because chances are, if you're reading Saigami Volume 2, you're okay with wonky art, because Volume 1 had worse art than Volume 2, so maybe I should not worry about that. Let's see, next comment is from Rocketman Art. The lineup books for next year look very interesting. Can't wait to get them. I am getting volume 2 of my series published next year as well. Oh, good luck, good luck. That sounds really good. Millie Comics is asking, will the volume 3 have all new content? A French manga that will have its anime next year or so, Dreamland, had to leave the first few volumes redrawn. It was first released in 2013, the series has 20 volumes, it's okay to remaster manga. Oh my god, I used to read Dreamland, oh my god, that's so nostalgic actually. Obviously it was scanlations, not the French originals. But I remember reading Dreamland on one of the scanlation sites, like, probably around 2013-ish. And yeah, like, I understand that, you know, when you're like completely rebooting a series, and especially if you have the time and the resources for it, then yeah, go for it. With the case of Saigami, it was never on the table to redraw things. We were never given enough time to redraw things. Like, I'm not sure if I can share information or not, I don't really care. But like, basically for the first volume, between signing the contract and having to send in the pages, there was about 3 months, and that's it. And in 3 months, redrawing 200 pages is just, I'm not saying it's not possible. It could be possible. Actually, let me do a real quick math on that, just for funsies. So let's say 200 pages divided by 3. So you would need to draw like 66 pages a month, which is not terrible. Like, say you're not taking breaks for 3 months and you're drawing 2 or 3 pages a day, then it's doable. But at the same time, we also have works, jobs, all that stuff next to it, because God knows we're not paid enough. So you could just be full-timing your Saturday AM comics. So yeah, even if like, no, I probably shouldn't talk about that. Anyway, but yeah, like if it was the criteria that I would need to redraw everything, in that given time, for the amount of money I got offered for it, I would not have signed a contract. Literally not. Like, it's just absolutely not worth it. Now, with a French publisher, it's probably way better financed. So I can understand that, especially if it already has like an anime lined up and all that. There's probably a good amount of money put behind that. With our volumes, nope. Nope. Absolutely not. Where was I? Clifton Dildy says hi. Hello. I'm probably changing the name, sorry. Crow says more like Mid Hero Academia. Yeah, like I haven't read it in a good long while, but I really don't feel the Hero Academia hype. Like I always thought that it was a little bit hit and miss. There were good stuff in there, but that usually was not the focus of the story, and some stuff are just downright terrible about it. Like the handling of female characters, nope. That's a big nope. I mean, who am I kidding? Shonen manga usually has terrible angles for that. And many of the series that I do like or did like and enjoy have terrible about that too, but Hero Academia is just like, no, it just kept getting worse. Clifton Lilly says, I'm starting to produce my own comic that I'm publishing online. I'm using Clip Studio Pro, but I struggle with the export setting. Do you have a tutorial or recommendation on how to export each page? I don't have a tutorial on it yet, but good news, I have a tutorial series in the making. And I will focus on that too, because yeah, exporting pages is a big mess. Especially when you're not really familiar with printing settings or like how things work. And if you work with screen tones, that especially can bite you in the ass. So I'm definitely gonna do a video on that, on how to like handle the whole exporting. And you know, depending on which version you said you have Pro, that doesn't have the batch options. But for example, if you have the EX version, you have even more options with the exports, with the batch features and all that. So there are some really cool features there once you learn how to use them properly. But yeah, it's a learning curve, and Studio doesn't hold your hand through it, that's for sure. Oh, the annual antagonist just subscribed. Well, hello, thank you for the sub, welcome to the channel. So yeah, I have a complete series coming on Clip Studio, because yeah, people need information on that, and there's so much stuff that I either had to figure out on my own, or like find information at random places and try to piece together all the little bits I could find or came from other people. So yeah, it is one of the most requested things. So I started working on a whole series that will basically start from the very basics and very beginnings of how to basically even pick which Clip Studio version you should get for the kind of work you want, going through the whole process of illustration, comic pages, webtoon. I will not do anything with animation because I literally don't do animation, so I will skip over that part, unless I can find like a guest artist who might help me with that. I might look into that, but yeah, I probably will focus on the comics and illustrations. And definitely the whole exporting and how to prep your pages for printing in Clip Studio and all that will be part of that too, because so many things you can mess up, and it's not easy. It's quite intimidating. So if you don't want to miss it, please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Maybe, you know, hit the notifications so you will get notified. Some of the videos will be in short format, some of them will be in long format. It's gonna be a mixture. Admittedly, it's a little bit experimental for me too, but definitely we'll cover that. The antagonist is how big is the entire page, including the bleed? I don't know the numbers from memory, but let me open up my template. I'm not sure if this has numbers on it. Does it have numbers? Nope. I know we have small bleeds on this. Like, I think our bleeds are like 5 millimeters here. Let me check actually if I have canvas size. So maybe even smaller. Yeah, so my page template here is 5.62 inches by 7 by 74 inches. What is that? Millimeters. Yeah, this is pretty small. But I have like 600 dpi on it, so yeah. I'm not sure. I don't remember the numbers, honestly. I just got these templates from our designer that this is what it should be like for this volume. So for this is what I'm working with. For different pages, different projects, I work with different templates. I know that some of my other pages are 6 by 9, I think, inches, the final size. So the bleed is about there. Yeah, but for example, these pages, they work with a really small bleed area, which was surprising to me because many of my previous templates that I've been working with had a way bigger bleed area. But like technically 5 millimeters, whatever that may be in inches, I'm not sure, should be good enough. I like to play like a safety game where I just close the panel even at the end of the bleed area in case things go wrong, and obviously not put anything near there. Shoot, what side was this? Yeah, this is the side, okay. Yeah, but usually depending on which printer you work with, they will have templates that you can work with, or at least proper guides for the sizing. And of course there are the basic built-in templates with Clip Studio. We don't have as many actually as the Japanese version. Like, it's really cool. In the Japanese version of Clip Studio, you literally can size the pick the size of a magazine that you want to submit to. So for example, we only have these options here, and in the Japanese Clip Studio you will be able to like choose like Shonen Jump or Weekly Shonen Magazine or Weekly Seinen Magazine and stuff like that. And very sleepy pug. So you know, that's really cool. But all we have is the standard B4 size, which is not even a standard paper size in Europe or in the US, so it's a hot mess here. But yeah, at least this, like for example, if you go with like the general settings, it will give you a good idea. And even this is set up with like a 5 millimeter bleed, so usually that is plenty enough. I think the most important thing is not necessarily your bleed area, it's more about the inner part, what's in your safety area, and depending the length of your volume and how you're producing it, the gutter area can be a tricky one too. So yeah. I will have probably another video coming on this. I think I might have made an old video on like paper sizes and like have to prep for printing, or I think I did, I'm not sure, but definitely wanna cover this all and like share my templates and all. Okay, I'm back to inking here. But yeah, here it's a 5mm bleed and a relatively small page, but 600 dpi. If you're working for printing, go for 600. 300 can be good enough, but if you work with 600 or even higher, if your PC is strong enough, that should be giving you more of a leeway in case you need to like resize things. So I definitely like to go for that. I'm not sure what the comment is, but I am going to move this. Let's catch up on the comments. Crow says that's so true, done really is better than perfect. Pointing, it says, drive by, like and comment, take care, adios, much love. Thank you, well, thank you for driving by. Look at Manor, there were days where I wanted to give up, but persist, don't give up on your dreams. Yep, I agree. Ifton says, thanks for answering my question. Yep, I hope I could help, and the video will be more informational than me answering this right here. Oh, Kurt Ritchie says the queen is live. Yep, I'm alive and live. Everybody say hi to Kurt. He's my bestie and my boss. And if you don't know him, go and check out his channel. I do some very fun artworks for his videos, actually manga pages. They just get edited for like motion animation, so it's really cool, and it's literally some of the funniest stuff I ever drew, and I just love working with him. Savage BR says, it got dark so fast, I gotta try to squeeze in some more time today. Oh yeah, like it's crazy. I really don't like this time of the year. Winter blues are real. And where I live, it like gets especially fast to the darker parts. Like it blows my mind. Like obviously we're kind of on edge of a time zone, but it just blows my mind. I'm not used to this. Obviously this time of the year it gets dark sooner everywhere, but here is just faster than anything I ever experienced before, and I'm not okay with that. But I have a very cool like mood lamp kind of thing that basically generates light on like the warmth and temperature of like legit sunshine, so it really can help both with like the mood swings and helping work later or just even during the day. Like it doesn't even have to be late. Like sometimes it's like 3:30 in the afternoon, I'm like, yep, it's almost dinner time and I'm so ready to crawl into bed, and it's literally 3:30. so yeah, I can definitely recommend like mood lamps like that, especially if you're like me, an artist at home most of the times, not going anywhere, not getting enough sunshine, movement and vitamin D. It can really help. Rocket Manor says, I like winter time because of Christmas, it's very festive, but I like summer because days are longer. Yeah, like I do love Christmas and I do love the snow for a while. Like, I personally would like if winter would just end after Christmas. Maybe let's have New Year. Let's have New Year's and one more beautiful snowfall. And then please give me spring and longer days immediately. Because, yeah. That's where it gets really long, like January, February. I do like Christmas and festiveness, and I love the Christmas lights and all that. So yeah, there are perks, but yeah, some things are not so fun about winter. And I just need my light and warmth. Says, oh, I need a lamp. Just sit in the darkness driving every night. Oh, yeah. What kind of light and lamp you're using can make such a huge difference, and I think it's not discussed enough. Yeah, like it's... The mood lamp really can help. It makes a huge difference. Of course, you want to be like careful with it, like not to use it too late or too close to your bedtime, because it can kind of mess you up and prevent you from sleep, basically. But that's kind of true also for any kind of devices. So if you're drawing on a tablet or looking at a monitor, you're already kind of screwed with that. Of course, now we have like blue light filters and all that, so those help a little bit. But yeah, to me the mood lamp helps a lot, and of course the kind of light you have. Like, for example, if you're sitting under a neon light, please don't. That's really bad for your eyes and it's just not good. But like, you know, get like a good LED light that can give you some proper light for your works. Even if you're drawing on a screen, you're not supposed to sit in the dark. Yeah, it really can make a difference. And many of the things that, you know, you might not even notice right now, but once you like switch to something that's better for you, it will be mind-blowing. Like I used to draw with a neon light for so long, and it's just crazy, like how much better my eyes are handling even longer hours with like an LED light than with the neons. And the small things, like I wish I could like plug some good products here or something. Please someone sponsor me or give me lamps that I can give away, because yeah, I feel like so many artists are just doing what they love wherever they can, but these details get glimpsed over or not discussed, and it's only much later when you already might have suffered some lasting damages, be it, you know, your eyesight worsening, or like moodiness, mood swings, so many things that it's just not healthy about art. And a good lamp, good lighting can definitely make the difference. And like you can get even like super cool mood lamps. For example, what we have, it's literally a moon. Like it has all the texture surface of how the moon looks, so it's even like very stylish, and it's a decorative piece as well, but at the same time it's also a mood lamp and it makes me happy. So yeah, cool stuff. Chris says, I usually try to keep the room lit though. Yeah, that's at least something, if you can lit it properly. Of course, you know, sometimes you won't be able to, but yeah, whenever you can. And you know, the best thing is if you can draw by sunlight, Of course, now I'm saying this as I sit here at the evening, drawing, not in the dark because I have lights everywhere. But yeah, I always been a night owl, so I always been drawing through the night. Sometimes, you know, pulling all-nighters, so I was sleeping through the day and drawing during the night, or working through the day and then not sleeping and drawing through the night. And now that I'm, well, getting older and my lifestyle changes a little bit, and like I implemented some other kind of lifestyle changes to accommodate certain things, like animals, and all that, I've been noticing that I might be a night owl still, but at the same time, I function better with like natural light. So it's very interesting. And I know that if I were to tell my 20-year-old self that, trust me, you have to get up early and work during the day hours, I would not have believed it. But here we are, so it's interesting. Savage Bear says, I need something like that. I usually do sit in the dark, music drowning it out, because I get in the zone. Yeah, I honestly think that's more like the default for most artists. And you know, the music is great. I need music whenever I'm drawing. Or at least some sort of background stuff. Like maybe a podcast or a show in the background that I don't need to look at because I'm familiar with it enough. Those stuff really help, but most of the time I just default to music, and it really makes a difference. So, you know, music is great, but sitting in a dark room, yeah, that's not really the best for you. Unless, you know, you're doing photography stuff that requires a dark room. Please don't sit in a dark room. It's not healthy. Also, another thing that you can do for the sake of your eyes, this is actually something I only learned recently, and God, it helps. So I'm really happy that I found this tip. This is for digital art. If you're working on pages or artwork or anything, don't work on a white canvas. So that's why, for example, I still have my pink layer here for the template, but even then I have this like soft light layer instead of the white layer. It's much better for your eyes if you're not looking at like a white screen on your tablet or drawing display. So this can help a lot. And of course, you know, when you're working on something colored, eventually it might interfere with your colors, but it can also help you pick the right colors if you're not staring at a white background, or how the color palette of the character compares to a purely, oops, I'm on the wrong layer, on a purely white canvas, because technically nothing should stay purely white on your artwork, unless it's like, you know, a single character stuff and there's no background or no other elements. But even then, if you just shift the hues a little bit, just to change it a little bit, it really will make a difference. And I've been doing this for years. I've always been working on a white canvas because obviously that's the default, so why will we change this? The paper is white, right? Not quite. Like, technically the paper you're working on is not like pure white necessarily, unless you have like the fancy kinds like pure white. But when you're working on something digitally, it's so much better to have something like your eyes will thank you in the long run, trust me. Cruz says, oh no, I work on a white canvas. So HBR's, damn, this genius. Why didn't I think of that? Always working in white. Yeah, same. Like, it was mind-blowing for me. Like, I wish I could remember. I saw it in a tweet, actually, and I really don't want to take credit for it because it was someone else who was recommending this. And I really wish I would have saved it. But yeah, it's life-changing, I'm telling you. Clifton says, I've also been working on a white canvas. That's an interesting idea. Yeah, like, I think that's what everybody defaults to, pretty much, because obviously that's what your software offers you, so why would you want to change it? And yeah, then I read this tweet, and holy hell, it really makes a difference, especially if you're the kind of artist like me who really gets in the zone, and then you're literally just sitting in front of your screen for hours and hours, and you're not getting up, you're not taking breaks to stretch or drink, you're not even noticing it, but you're blinking less, literally. And does it feel familiar when I say that, like, sometimes you just finish an artwork and your eyes are literally burning and it hurts? That's because you've been staring at a white screen all this time. So you can save all that pain with just this simple trick that you just put an extra layer to not make your canvas white, and it truly can make the difference. And probably, you know, save a few years for your eyesight. Yeah, it's fun things that I wish I knew earlier. Why isn't it taught? Why is this not in tutorials? Why is no one talking about this? Of course, I guess it's partial because, like, nowadays there's probably more artists working digitally than, like, say 5-10 years ago. It's becoming the normal, the standard. But yeah, it's mind-blowing. Savage Bear says, yes, oh my god, yes. Yup. Hello. Yup. Xenia Design says, hello, well hello, nice to see you here. Crow says, yes. Yup. I know the struggle. Like, you know, let's be real, like, you're still supposed to be taking breaks. So, you know, just changing the canvas on its own won't solve everything in your life. But I literally feel like I can go easily the same amount, even more, drawing without feeling that eye soreness or burning sensation of, oh my god, I probably haven't blinked for the last 2 hours. Less if I'm not working on a white canvas. So, you know, if you can add some extra to that, like, you know, taking a break to just close your eyes for a few seconds, let it rest, like, say every 30 minutes or anything, that can really help you to go longer, to feel less exhausted, less tired, worn out, and protect your eyes. And, you know, you're an artist, so you should be protecting your eyes, because that's very important. Aw, thank you. The False Hero donated $10. The perfect background stream while I work. Aw, thank you. Good luck with your work. Good luck. Clifton Lily says, sorry, you probably answered this question as 1,000 times, but are you drawing on a tablet and looking at a second screen, or are you drawing on the tablet itself? I am drawing on the tablet. I have an XP pen Artist 33 point... Oh no, wait, what is the real name? XP pen Artist 33... No, 13. Oh my god, I know numbers in English. So, XP pen Artist 13.3 Pro. That's the drawing tablet I'm working on. If you go through my videos, you can find a review and like a more recent version where I compare it to a newer, smaller tablet. That's the kind of tablet I'm working on. I cannot really do digital art unless I'm actually working on the screen. I had several tablets where you draw on the tablet but you look at the screen, so the drawing tablets, or yeah, pen tablets, that's I think the official categorization for them. I never really liked them. I would do like coloring or screen toning on those, but inking on those kind of tablets is always a nightmare for me. Might be because I have really bad coordination skills. So for me it just always was a hassle. But I know people who prefer those tablets over the drawing screens. So it's different for everyone, but for me, I need to draw on the screen to do digital art properly. Zinnia Design says, I use those blue filter glasses to help with eye strain. Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah, I tried like it wasn't a glass, or maybe it was like a tempered glass, but I think it was more like it's kind of like a screen protector, so it's like way thinner than glass. So it's more like a plasticky sheet that you put over your tablet, and it can filter the blue light. But to me, it made my screen look grainy and my colors were really off. So I just took that off of my tablet. But depending on what kind of screen or tablet you're using, it might be different with other products. For me, this was with my Samsung tablet, and the one I got for it was just super grainy. So I really did not like that. But I bought different tablets, like especially probably for the iPad. There's like really good stuff, because there's always stuff for the iPad that you won't have for a Samsung tablet. I'm a little bit salty about that, not gonna lie, because I absolutely love my Samsung Galaxy Tab, and it's just so sad that there are no products for it. Or there are some products, but it's like usually it's not official stuff, or not as good, bootleggy, not the greatest. So I'm sad. But you can also get glasses that are actually filtering the blue light, which is also a great thing and can make you look cool if you're into glasses. I do like glasses. I actually been thinking about getting a pair of those glasses too. I used to have a pair back in the day, like even before I started doing digital art. My dad actually got us those glasses for just whenever we were sitting in front of the PC. And of course this was like mid-90s, early 2000s, so a long time ago, when we didn't even have like the flat monitors. So we only had like this big, bulky, probably not really good for you monitors. So the only condition we had, apart from time restrictions of course, for using the PC was that we had to wear those protective glasses in order to be in front of the PC. So So yeah, those are great too. And of course, some devices now have like a built-in thing for that. Like I know that my Galaxy Tab has the blue light filter automatically, and you can like even set it to like a time that, like, let's say every day at like 6 p.m. it will turn on. So that also helps a lot. And I'm pretty sure like most newer phones also have this function. Of course, you know, a phone is once again very different because usually it will be very close to your face. So that's a whole new kind of worms of like how and why phones can be bad for your eyes or why they are an eye strain. But yeah, those filters can be really helpful too. But if you double on things, like say you turn on the filter or get the filter glass or the filter glasses and do the extra mile of like changing your canvas from white, you cannot go wrong. Vizinia says, I use the Surface Studio, I don't use screen protectors because it would mess with the pen tracking. Yeah, the blue filter eyeglasses I use cost like 20, very affordable. Yeah, like they are usually like pretty cheap. Like, I remember the ones my dad got us when we were kids, those were like expensive. Like, I know that he had them like made specifically. Because obviously back in the day it wasn't really a thing, especially not in Hungary in the 90s. Like it was super rare that someone had a computer at home, let alone wanting these filtering glasses for them. But yeah, nowadays these are pretty cheap and affordable to get. So very, very good investment for any artist. Surface Studio. Which one is that? I'm trying to remember. I know that I saw like a review on it. I'm just not really up to date with like the Windows devices. I did draw on a Surface 3 for a little bit, and I was a little bit wonky with the pen, so I can only imagine that yeah, it might mess up. I'm really lucky or happy to say that having a protective screen on the Samsung tabs doesn't mess with the pen, luckily. So that is really cool. Another protective screen that I have on my XP pen, I got like this paper texture screen because my old screen protector got damaged through the moving and like just was worn anyways. So now I got this cool one that like has this papery texture. It's a tiny bit grainy, but not too disturbing. But for my pen nibs, it's like sandpaper. Like I'm going through pen nibs like crazy. It is mind-blowing. Like I literally had to order like 100 pack of nibs, and I don't know how long they will last me because I'm literally swapping my pen nibs. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. No, that's my pen. No, Charlie. I have a kitty cat on my lap now. I wish I had my camera on so you could see him. He's the biggest and fluffiest boy ever. And he's very snuggly, but he also loves pens. And he and his twin brother, Jasper, love to steal my styluses. So every time I'm not drawing, I have to lock the pens away because they will go for it. Yes, I know, you really want that pen. And I don't know what was I talking about before Charlie interrupted. Oh yeah, the pen nibs on the... Yeah, so textured screen protectors are really cool for the feel. but be prepared that you will need to replace your nibs super often. Like, depending on how much I draw, I'm changing my pen nibs like once or twice a week, which is crazy because I used to go months, sometimes like, you know, even maybe a year without changing my nibs, and yeah, now it's like drawing on sandpaper. Senior says, it's the big all-in-one PC with canvas tilt. You can rotate the screen and draw on the... Oh, okay, yeah, now I remember. Yeah, that's definitely a better model than the one I tried. Like, that was a later model, and I tried one of the earlier models, I think. Like, the 3 was like pretty... Like, it's pretty outdated now. You're not gonna make this easy for me, are you? I've been developing a new skill of how to draw with a cat on your lap. I fail more often than succeed, but I'm trying my best. I don't know people who always have their cats on them do things. Like, we adopted the cats about a year ago, and they've been always more playful than cuddly, and I feel like now that they are starting to grow out the kitty phase, they're starting to become really, really cuddly, or at least Charlie is. Jasper is still a ding-dong. So yeah, recently every time I draw, he will want to be on my lap, steal the pen, and he's also obsessed with the screen and the cursor moving. No, sir, no, that's my tea. And obviously, you know, I want to encourage him being social and cuddly because I do love cats. But it's not easy to get work done with this strapping young lad trying to interact with everything that's on my desk. But he's purring, so he's allowed. Now he's bumping his face in mine. That's lovely. And now he's eating the drawstring of my hoodies. I really should set up my camera. I really wish I could share our animals with you guys. Yes, there's a cursor moving. Sir? Sir? No, no stealing things. And now you guys get to enjoy me trying to discipline a cat who obviously doesn't understand a single word that I'm saying, but I still talk to him as if he was a sophisticated young lad. Finger guns are kind of hard to draw. No, that's my phone. Senior says, I'm working on issue 10 of my manga. Oh, cool, cool. Good luck with that. And I don't know what kind of playlist I have going on. I have some royalty-free streaming music, and I honestly keep thinking that it's Christmas music starting. Like, it's just so close. Like, it's not really the real thing, but it's so close. And some of these tunes and melodies are just like, is this gonna be a Christmas song? But it's not quiet, but it's, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I clearly did not choose the right music for this stream. Ali Hankerson is asking, Omni-Man or Homelander? I honestly don't know who those are. Are those from The Boys? I feel like I should know, but I never seen The Boys. So I'm sorry, I really can't answer this question because I'm not up to date with pop culture series. Millie says, I will go to sleep now. Good night, everyone. P.S. Please do save the stream for replay. Oh, good night, Millie. Thank you for being here. And yeah, I will have the video. As usual, it will be... Now we have a live tab in my channel, so it will be in the live tab. So you will be able to catch up. Sajbir says, this particular song sounds like a Mario snow level. Like, see, there's the snowy vibes, doesn't it? Like, I swear, it's... It's just an interesting choice of song for streaming, I guess. Like, I'm not saying it's, like, distracting or disturbing, so it's perfect for that, and of course it's royalty free, and we do love that. But it feels like Christmas mom music. Oh, Riconius! Riconius says, Sunny, hey, long time, what's up? Well, lovely to see you here. Lots of things going on. Right now working on some Saigami pages for volume 2. Hardcore on a crunch time. Oh yeah, it's been forever. I hope you're doing well. Ali Hankerson says, Omni-Man is from Invincible and Homelander is from The Boys. Okay, so I was halfway right. Omni-Man is the mustache guy from the memes, right? And Homelander is the guy who looks like if you cross Superman with Carlisle from Twilight. Are those the ones? I literally only know this from memes. Like, I'm so not caught up with these things, and now I feel so uncultured. I'm sorry. Crow says, yeah, this sounds like royalty-free Christmas music. I will look into a different playlist. This is gonna drive me crazy. Oh my god, it really is a Christmas playlist. How do we get here? No, I don't. Oh my god. It's the Candy Shop Stream Beats playlist. I don't like it here. Oh no, the next one is... So we have options for Supreme, Ignition, Bounce, which looks like bootleg Pink Floyd. I might go with that. Let's see this one. We're gonna go with Bounce. I mean, it cannot be worse than the royalty-free Christmas music. Well, it's better than Christmas music. We'll save. Where was that in the comments? Ali Hankerson, they basically if Superman was evil. Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. But since I don't know the characters, I really cannot make a choice. I don't know, like I've seen some messed up stuff from both of them. I don't know. I would say that design-wise, I like Omni-Man more, but that's the only thing I can base my choice on. Zini says, sounds like Christmas music they would play in The Sims. Oh my god. Such weird are the things I would do to have my Spotify playlist as background music for my future streams. Yeah, well, I've been going with like the Stream Beats playlist since basically my Twitch days, if I can say it like that. I mean, I did have a Twitch phase, so yeah, let's say that. But I've been like defaulting to just one or two playlists, and I figured this time I'm gonna just pick something new, and that was cool for a while, but then that album ended and then we immediately moved on to Christmas music. Mikonian says yes, Omni-Man mustache, Homelander the other one. Yeah, so I kinda knew it. Ali Hankerson says Homelander is a mentally broke man who can do whatever he wants, and Omni-Man comes from a warrior-based race and culture bent on universal domination. They both sounds like winners. Yeah, I don't know, since you know I never seen the shows. Like I know that they both do like messed up things. Like I know that there's like a scene in The Boys where oops, I just hit my mic with my pen. Where Homelander basically shoots laser from his eyes into the crowd or something. And obviously there's a bunch of memes with Omni-Man beating the living crap out of his son, I think. And there's a scene that I don't know, but at one point everyone was talking about the subway scene. I obviously never looked into it, and I don't think I ever want to. But I can imagine that terrible and very gory things happen. So yeah, I do enjoy a good twisted anti-hero or villain, or I'm not sure how the story handles it. It's not really my cup of tea. I don't really like gory stuff. Like, it's one thing if it is not necessarily the main point of the story, but if it's just too much, it's too much for me. Like, I don't want gore and body horror just for the sake of it. Like, for example, that's why I still have not finished Stranger Things season 4. I watched the first episode and it just felt like there's just too much body horror in this for me. Like I cannot binge this because it's just it's make me very, very uncomfortable. I'm not good with that stuff. Crow says there's memes of Homelander too, but you really need the context for it to be funny. Yeah, I've been kind of seeing those, but yeah, like I think the one I see the most is him. I really can't decide if he's like smiling or frowning. It's a weird expression, and I have absolutely no idea what's going on or like how that fits with the memes. So, and I'm not sure if I ever will, because I'm not sure if I will ever watch any of these shows. Like, I get it that they are really good and people love it, but I reached a point in my life where I just don't watch everything that's hyped, and I value my comfort a bit more. Plus, I don't have as much time to watch series as I used to, so I be more selective and picky with what I watch. And Young Carson says, fine, DC or Marvel? Marvel for me. Yeah. I do admit that DC most of the times have better villains, so they are more interesting. But I'm definitely more for Marvel. I've seen, you know, most of the MCU movies. Okay, I've seen all of the MCU movies up till Endgame. Afterwards, I've only seen a few of them. So call me a fake Marvel fan. But you know, Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, so there's that. With DC, I never really vibed that much. I really enjoyed the Wonder Woman movie. To rocks with me, but I actually really did enjoy the old Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck. That used to be my comfort movie for a while, sort of, or I don't know. Like I was a teen and I used to watch it a lot, and I really enjoyed it. I'm not sure if I could watch it again as an adult, but as a kid, I really liked it. What else from DC that I do enjoy? Oh, I actually absolutely loved Birds of Prey. I think that movie was hilarious. I loved it. Of course, it might or might not have to do with like pretty ladies. Yes, I was looking respectfully. Yeah, but I think that's my favorite DC movie, and that says a lot about me. Crow says, that's fair. I haven't seen too much of The Boys and none of The Invincible, but that's because I've been preoccupied with other things and I don't have access to a lot of mainstream things. Yeah, like I feel like it's so hard to keep up with all these shows and still have like a life and hobbies and social interactions. It's just so much. I don't know how some people can manage keeping up with all of those. I definitely can't. Savage Beer, Sunny, did you have a GameCube growing up? Nope. I never even knew anyone who had a GameCube. I never even seen a GameCube until like I went to my first convention at like 18, and there they had a GameCube in the console room. So yeah, I missed out on a lot of things. We always had a PC because my dad was doing IT stuff next to his work. It was like a part-time gig. So PC was like a natural contender in my life, but consoles not so much. My mom thought that video games were, you know, the usual, it's making the kids aggressive, and most importantly, my mom was saying that video games are not for girls. So no matter how much me and my sister would have loved a video game, we couldn't get any. So yeah, I played some video games at my cousin's place. I'm not sure what kind of console that was. It has these like yellow cassettes that you had to put in. And he had like a bunch of games. Like I remember there was some Mario on it, some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, some circus game, and I know that I really love the circus game, but yeah, I don't know what it was, but that was the video game that I could play occasionally whenever I was there. And then when I graduated from 8th grade, I got some graduation money from family, and I used it to buy a PlayStation because by then I was already a teenager, so my mom couldn't control things as much, and I was in my rebel phase, so my rebel phase was buying a PlayStation, and I do not regret it. It was cool. I played a lot of Digimon games on it, and yeah, apart from that, I had a PlayStation later on a PlayStation 2, and when I started college I got my Nintendo DS, and that was the first time when I actually had my very first Nintendo console. And later on, of course, the Nintendo 3DS, and now I do have a Switch, and I do love it dearly. Crow says, I don't care too much for mainstream stuff anyway, so I feel you. Oh man, the Daredevil movie is so goofy, I love it. Yeah, like, you know, you cannot take it seriously, but as a kid it like slapped. Like, I found it really cool. Like, since I never read the Marvel or DC comics, because I have no access to them really, because once again my mom thought that, you know, comics are not for girls, so it was not a thing in my life. So I feel like the Daredevil movie might have been one of the very first, apart from Superman of course, and maybe a very old Batman movie that I never really vibed with, but I feel like for me Daredevil was my first exposure to like the real superhero stuff, and I absolutely was like mind blown by the whole supersonic or whatever it's called ability that Daredevil has, you know, that he can like see the sounds, and that was so cool. And how he goes from this bullied underdog kid into this hero, probably was projecting my problems on it, and that's why I really vibed with it. I don't know, but I really vibed with it. I think the music was a banger in it, and of course, what's the lady's name? Jennifer Gardner. Now, when I was watching Daredevil, I was not fully understanding myself back then, but I really just wanted to be her friend or to be like her. Wink wink. Of course, now I know that I probably had a big fat teen crush on Jennifer Garner even back then, so, you know, maybe that contributed to my love for the Daredevil movie. So yeah. Fun times. Clifton says, the Daredevil movie, you need to watch the director's cut. It's a different movie altogether. It has him being a lawyer. Gasp, I know. Wow, yeah, that sounds very different. Now I kind of want to watch that movie again. Just like, kind of like a guilty pleasure watching. But also there are so many movies that I did enjoy as like a kid or a teenager, and I really want to rewatch them as an adult, but at the same time I'm like terrified that my nostalgia bubble will be burst and I realize that, oh my god, it was terrible all along. Yeah, now I really want to watch that movie again. Ali Ankerson says, you should read Marvel Ruins, a comic where everything in the Marvel universe goes horribly wrong. Oh yeah, I heard about that. I'm not sure if it would be my cup of tea. Yeah. Plus, I honestly, like, I know I picked Marvel, but I'm mostly just a movie person. Like, I don't read the comics. I know I'm a fake fan. I honestly never really vibe with Western comics much. Thus, why I'm drawing manga. So yeah, I do enjoy the movies. I give Western comics a couple of times, but it was just not for me. Like, compared to manga, it always felt like stiff and too fast paced in some cases and text heavy, so I just never really could get into it, and I really don't think that this story would be the good entry point for me for that either. Crow says, sounds like a plug and play thing. Yeah, maybe. Like I'm not even like I mean, this was like Hungary in the early 90s, so it was probably some bootleg stuff. Like, I know that I do remember playing Mario on it, but it probably might have been bootleg Mario. I don't like. One of the games I remember, and maybe some of you will know better whether that's even a real Mario game or not, was you basically were riding dinosaurs in it. Like, you could choose what kind of dinosaur, maybe you were given different dinosaurs on different levels. I don't remember, but I know that I really loved that. That, oh my god, now you can ride dinosaurs, and I was terrified to learn that when you reach the end of the map, you basically will ditch your dinosaur because you have to jump for the flag, and your dinosaur just stays behind, and that broke my little heart. So yeah, that's one of the games I remember. But apart from that, there was a bunch of very pixelated games. I really don't know. But I know that, like, that was the big video game in Hungary. Like, if someone was like better off, that was usually the video game they had. Crow says, this is not Mario, that was a whole different SNES game. Okay, so that wasn't even Mario, good to know. It really shows. I always thought that was Mario. Okay. Good to know. I guess part of my childhood is it? Why? Xenia says Yoshi Summer Mario World. Oh, okay. So maybe it was that. Like, Like, I figured some of you probably will know this better than me. I really don't remember the details. Like let's be real, this was like before I turned 10, probably. So old memories, and I only ever played a few times, and honestly at that point I kind of was like, you know, almost every pixel character that you play on that thing is Mario. And I did suck at it. Like, that's why I usually just defaulted to the circus game, which had this annoying circus music, but I really did enjoy it. Like, you had to like jump through flaming hoops with the lion, and there was like a stage where I think you were a clown and you have to roll on balls. And like, I don't remember what else there was, but I know that I really did vibe with that circus game. Crow says, I forgot the name, but it's about a guy and a girl who were stranded on an island and you made friends with dinosaurs and ride them through the levels. It's a good game though. Zina says, Super Mario World you can ride Yoshi. Oh, I kind of wonder if it was Yoshi. Like, obviously back then I didn't know who Yoshi was. Like, I only learned about Yoshi later from like German ads and then from Mario Kart. Filmy says, sounds like Super Mario World. It might have been. Like, I honestly thought it was Mario, but like, I might be wrong. Like, I really was a noob for these games. Savage Bear says, makes me think of this series called Dinosaur King, but that had a more Pokemon vibe to it and most likely came out in the 2000s. Yeah, I am actually familiar with Dinosaur King very well. Plot twist. Because we had the anime for it in Hungary, and I think I had one of the Dinosaur King games on my DS. So it definitely was not that. Excuse me, unless it was like an early version on that console with the yellow cassettes. I'm not sure, but I do think that Dinosaur King was more like a, hey, let's make something like Pokemon but it's dinosaurs kind of take. Crow says, no, this is clearly the island game where you rode 3 different dinosaurs. It might be. Like, I really wish I could tell you more, but those are the only things I remember from the game. Like, it's, you know when you have those early childhood memories where it's just like just little snippets of details and it's like blurry, but you like remember just a very specific certain detail, but everything around it is blurry. That's how... Wow. Thank you, Nora. That's how I remember this game. Like, I remember that you could like multiplayer it because both my cousin and I were playing. We both had our dinosaurs. I sucked at it hardcore. And that, yeah, that like at the end of the level you had to leave your dinosaur. But that's literally all I remember. Like, I don't even really remember the kind of dinosaur, what it looked like. Nothing of the important details really stuck with me, sadly. Plus, I forgot to mention that at this point, none of us spoke English. So we literally were just going in blind, not knowing a single word or title. So many of the games we just had our own names for, because some of them, you know, we could read, but we couldn't pronounce English properly, and we definitely didn't understand English. So That's why, for example, for the circus game, we just called it the circus game because obviously it was about circus. But we didn't know anything else. So, yeah. It's kind of sad. Ali Hankerson says, I grew up watching the Spider-Man Sam Raimi trilogies. Oh yeah, those were good movies. Yeah, I do enjoy those. Although I feel like some of those are like, you watch it now and does it still work? Does it not? So, but I feel like that stands for many movies done in the early 2000s. Costazar says Circus Charlie, loved the game. It might have been, like, I kind of wonder if that's the name for it. Like I said, we only knew it as the circus game. But maybe, like, I don't even remember if you were a single character in it or like what was the deal. So yeah, it's just all a blur. But I know that was my favorite game, the circus one. River Cruz is asking, Sunny, did the game have different Yoshis or was it different dinos? I think it might have been different dinosaurs. They definitely had different colors. But I'm honestly not sure. I feel like it was different dinosaurs and not just different colors. Because I know that, like... I'm trying to remember. I feel like there was one with wings. So that must have been like some sort of pterodactyl one. And I don't think, or I don't know if Yoshi has things at one point or not. Like, clearly I'm a noob for Nintendo games apart from Pokemon. So yeah, I think it was different dinosaurs. Will I bet cash money on it? Nope. But I feel like it was different dinosaurs. Shirley says, I wasn't the biggest fan of Pokemon. I was more into Digimon growing up in the 90s. Yes, Digimon! Yes, I actually love both. I love the Pokemon games. But I do love the Digimon anime more. But I also really love the Digimon games too. So yeah, I absolutely love Digimon, and I honestly always thought Digimon was always better than Pokemon, and I never really understood, like, how could people prefer Pokemon over Digimon? Of course, back then I did not know that the American version of Digimon was terrible. I'm still not okay with that. I know that there might be people here who have fond memories of the American version of Digimon. It gives me nightmares. The music, the dub, everything was just butchering Digimon of how I knew and loved it. Because I watched it in German, and the German adaptation was true to the Japanese one, so we had the original songs in German, of course, not with the Japanese version. But like, the Digimon songs were bangers. Like, how can you not want to adapt that? Like, America, explain, like, you're the king of the music world, and you have this anime with 6 soundtrack, and you decide to replace it all with a single repetitive song. I'm just no, I cannot do American Digimon. It hurts my feelings deeply. And I'm so sorry to everyone in America who grew up with the American version of Digimon, because you've been robbed of a great anime experience. I'm so sorry. But I do admit that the Pokemon games are, I think they are better than the Digimon ones. I feel like for the Digimon games you really have to be a fan of the game. Or not the game, the series itself. Like many of the games get kind of repetitive. And I feel like if you're not really a fan or not really know your Digimons or what you're trying to get, it might be harder to get into. Like I just recently saw Jaden Animation making the video on Digimon games, and oh, it was painful. Like yes, she's not wrong, but at the same time, it's like, oh no. It hurt my nostalgia and my Digimon loving heart. Crow says, yeah, you were clearly playing the plug and play bootleg thing. Yep, does not surprise me. Sounds like Hungary. Crow says, I had one and played the same circus game. I think it's Circus Charlie. Okay, that's good to know. Like, see, like I never knew the real game for or the real name for the game, so today I learned that it was called Circus Charlie. But that's fun, good to know. Fishbear says, the bane of getting older, we all develop goldfish brains. Oh my god, for real. Crow says, also yes, my childhood memories are so blurry. Yeah, like it's kind of scary sometimes, like how blurry things can get. Xenia says the Yoshis had different colors. And Crow says, yes, it's a dino game with a pterodactyl. Okay, so it might be that, yeah. Xenia says the Yoshi had one with wings too. Okay. I really don't know. Like I wish I could remember more details so it would help us make a decision here on which game it was. But I really don't remember. Like I always thought that it was a Mario game, but I'm honestly not sure. Like especially with like bootleg games, you never know what you're really getting. Like at one time I got a Pokemon Tamagotchi that had Pikachu on the boxing, and I was really excited that I'm getting a Pikachu Tamagotchi, and it was a dog. Only the packaging had Pikachu, and I was so disappointed. And then that day I learned what bootlegs are. Crow says it's the one with the guy and the girl. Xenia says blue Yoshi or blue shell give Yoshi wings. Oh boy, the plot thickens. I really don't know. Crow says, I missed out on Digimon as a kid. Aw, I'm sorry. I mean, you probably would have gotten the American version, so maybe you didn't miss out on it, but it's like so sad because you like literally cannot get it with subs. All the versions you can get are the dub version. Like I've been trying so hard to find a version that has the original Japanese audio and English subtitles, and there might be one coming, but so far there has been none. And that's just so sad because I really, really would love to watch the true Digimon experience again. Who says, and I found your childhood dino game. It's Hudson's Adventure Island. Huh, I will look into it. Like, I kinda wonder if I were to see pictures, it would trigger some memories better. So I will look into it. Shrimmy says, my word is shocked. I only knew American Digimon. Love it, but I know I have something to look forward to and rewatch it in original form. Yeah, seriously, if you can get your hands on it in original form, please give it a watch. It is insane how much Americans changed it. Like it's not just about the music. Like, literally, the dialogues have been changed completely for these silly, stupid jokes and puns, and they took the depth out of Digimon. Like one of the things that really set Digimon and Pokemon apart, to me, and I feel like to many others, was that Digimon was so much darker and more serious for a kids show, and it had so much more depth that it really got me and it really spoke to me, and Digimon was a huge inspiration for me. And the American version just butchered that for cheap, stupid jokes, and oh, I'm just so butthurt about that. Like, it was sad to see. Like, especially since, you know, I used to watch Digimon on German channels, and obviously I was the only one, because none of my classmates either spoke German or they didn't have like the satellite channels, because everyone had cables, not my family. So everyone was watching cable TV and I was stuck with watching satellite, and I was watching German channels, and I was always just like raving about Digimon, and everyone of course was like, we don't know what it is, we don't care. And then finally, several years later, Digimon was getting a Hungarian dub, and it was the American adaptation, and it was painful to watch. It was terrible. Like, I feel like that was like one of the most devastating realizations in my childhood, that, oh my god, half of the world sees Digimon like this and they just don't understand. But yeah, I'm still so salty about this. Like, not just the dub, but the music. Like, I still to this day, my 33-year-old self, listen to the Digimon soundtrack because it just slaps. It's a banger. It's amazing, and I just fucking love Digimon. Savage Bear says, I was just about to mention that. Are we on the same brain weave? I'm not sure. What was that about? Shrilmy says, there was a remake of Digimon in 2020. Yeah, there was. It's not bad. It doesn't have the original musics anymore because sadly the original music composer and singer passed away before the remake. He was still there for the first movies for Digimon Tri, so those have the original vibes, but Digimon 2020 anime remake, it does not. So I haven't finished watching that. I've seen a little bit. It's not bad, but it's not as good as the original. Who says, just like the Pokemon English dub, it's more dumbed down and Americanized. Yeah, literally. Like, yeah, it's got the 4Kids treatment. With the stupid censoring and dumbing it down, changing localization, like the onigiri rice balls into donuts and stuff. Like, that's just stupid. Who says, I still want to check out Digimon later if it will be outdated. Yeah, like seriously, I'm really hoping. Like, I saw news about a company who actually wants to release the original Digimon adventure with the Japanese dub and English subtitles on DVD, maybe even Blu-ray. I will have to look into that because I know I was waiting for that, but at that point they did not have a set date for it. So I'm really hoping that they will actually do it, because God, I want that, and I hope that people will be able to like actually enjoy Digimon for how it was supposed to be. Because it's so much better than what so many people saw, and damn, the music is, it's so good. Savage Bear says, it was about Jaden's Digimon video. It too unsettled me. If I played that as a kid, my gaming device would have been broken. Oh yeah, Jaden's video. Yeah, the Digimon games are interesting. I played many of them. I would lie if I said that I enjoyed all of them, because I did not. But I feel like the original Digimon World games, especially Digimon World 1, had such a charm that I was really bummed that she did not pick that one to start with. That would have explained what a Digimon is, because the rest of the games literally build on you already being a fan, because who else would buy a Digimon game? So there's that. So yeah, and like, I understand that she did not pick the first Digimon World game because it's basically a Tamagotchi game where your Digimon basically expires, dies, and goes back into an egg. But it's also part of the game, and it's actually a really cool system that I enjoyed. Because it kinda gives you like a hard time limit of like what you can do. Like, say you have a Digimon, it evolves into something really cool that's capable of like winning big battles and stuff, then you know that while you have the Digimon, you might want to focus on this goal or this goal, and you know that time is ticking, and it's a little bit stressful, I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like that gave like a very interesting challenge to the game, that you had to plan that, oh, I only have this Digimon for like 3 days, so what can I make with it? And honestly, like, back then, like, I think the game was like released in like 1999 or maybe 2000, like around the time when the first anime was out, and it was on the PlayStation 1, and for me it was mind-blowing how like vast the game felt, that you can go and explore this island. And honestly, I feel like in that time it felt the closest to an open world game I ever experienced. Like, compared to Pokemon, you had an ultimate freedom on like what you wanna do, where you wanna go, and it was just a completely different game experience. So if you never played the Digimon game, or only played like versions that you did not enjoy, if you can get your hands on Digimon World 1, obviously, probably with an emulator, because do PlayStation 1 still work even? I don't know, but that was a really good game. Of course, now the graphics are like super wonky, and I'm not saying it's not tedious at places, but it's definitely very interesting and was a very unique challenge that I never felt from a Pokemon game. Crow says, I saw some videos of the Digimon games and I'm sad I never saw it as a kid. There's a lot of cool stuff in it. Yeah, like there's so much cool Digimon designs, and I feel like Digimon design-wise is so much better than Pokemon. The games can be a little bit hit and miss. Like, I, for example, really enjoyed Digimon World 2. But yes, it's a dungeon crawler. Like, you will go through mazes and and try to build teams and fight. So I totally understand that it can be very repetitive, especially for someone who's new to Digimon and might not necessarily enjoy that kind of stuff. But even then, like, Digimon World 3 probably would be a good entry point if you want something with like more decent graphics but still close-ish enough to the original experience. But I feel like I always would be a sucker for Digimon World 1. Like, that was just one of my fondest gaming memories. Okay, I actually am done inking here. Yay! Now I can take this off. Oh, and I got a different kitty on my lap. And it was very ambitious of me to think that I will do another page tonight, because I don't think I will. I keep forgetting that usually I'm driving slower during streams than normal, because I'm also keeping an eye on the chat, so I really will have to figure something out about that. And I'm also starting to feel a little bit tired, and I really don't like that, because I also love talking with you guys, especially talking about games. Like, that's always fun. Like, I just love the energy that this is on our channel, let's talk about games, and I love that. Like, I love talking about video games and all that. And maybe we can figure something out for like the Discord server where we can play stuff together. I think that would be fun. So that could be food for thought. Yeah, I my brain keeps failing. So I probably will end this stream soonish, which I'm sorry to say, because I also was hoping to do more tonight, but today has just been a lot. But I might do another stream tomorrow evening, actually. I'm not 100% sure yet, it depends on how my day goes. But I definitely want to do more. So yeah. And as usual, I never know how to finish my streams. But yeah, I hope you guys had fun. If you're watching this and you're not on our Discord server yet, fun facts, now we do have a renewed Discord server for this channel where you can talk about all sorts of things, video games even if you want, but mostly focusing on art, creative stuff, story, comics, manga, basically whatever the channel is focusing on. You can discuss it there. You can get direct feedback from me and other community members. It is also the channel where I will be sharing a bunch of like resources. I already started uploading them, like my templates, tutorials, other stuff. So, you know, if you're an aspiring creator, I think it could be a fun place to join. So there's that. Of course, Saigami Volume 1 is out in stores. Pretty much everywhere. Like, it's really cool. Like, I just recently received a picture from someone from Indonesia, and Saigami is in stores there, and that's just so amazing. And yeah, that's really cool. But yeah, especially if you live in an English-speaking country, you probably have it in bookstores or Walmarts. So if you want to support my works, you can pick up a copy. Volume 2 is coming out next year. And yeah, you can find all my links in the video description to my social media, merchandise, other things, you name it. You know, just usual stuff. And of course, if you wanna take part in more live streams, drawings, and not miss my videos, please don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button, give this a thumbs up. I don't know all there is to do on YouTube with the reactions. I'm really terrible at this whole self promoting. But yeah, I am really happy that we could do this stream today. I had a lot of fun. I definitely will look into the dinosaur game to see which one it was. I probably will post about it in the Discord server, so stay tuned. Yeah, and I also have new videos coming out. I've been crunch timing a little bit on pages and other stuff. But yeah, definitely a lot more content coming soon, so stay tuned, stay safe, and keep making art that makes you happy. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I see you in my next stream, next video, or on the Discord server. Alright, thank you very much, guys. Good night, or good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are, whatever time zone. Thank you for watching this, and I see you soon.